One of the most important things that we can do is figure out how to remain consistent. If we have a goal that we have in mind and we want to accomplish, it all comes down to consistency. But in order to have that consistency, you have to go back to the fundamental question, why am I doing what I'm doing? If you don't know your reason why, it's very hard to be consistent until you reach that goal. So you find your reason why, you have massive action, and you stay consistent and steady until you reach your goal. And a lot of us, when it comes to health and fitness and transforming our bodies, we're very motivated at the beginning. Let's take it on a weekly basis just to start with. At the beginning of the week, we're very focused. On Monday, we do well. On Tuesday, we do well. On Wednesday, we start to maybe get a little hungry. And by Thursday and Friday, we've lost all of our motivation. And by the weekend, we start to binge eat. And then on Monday, we start the process all over again. That's not consistency. You can't eat well one day or 2 or 3 or 4 days and then fall off the wagon and then pick it back up. The only thing that you're being consistent with is inconsistency. And you can't have that happen. People that don't lose weight or gain it back, it's all about consistency. They're not able to do something for a prolonged period of time to achieve the results. They give up before they can actually see the results. And a perfect example of this is a stone cutter. So let me tell you that story real quick and then we'll wrap things up. So you have a stone cutter. He's got this big boulder or a stone and he has a hammer and a chisel. He's ready to crack it down. So people are watching him cut it and he's slowly chiseling away and he hits it 5 times, 10 times, 20 times. Nothing's happening. Not even a small crack in the stone. He gets to about 100 times and people start looking at him and say, you should really give this up. Nothing's happening, you're wasting your time. But the stone cutter is very smart. He knows that if he keeps going, eventually something will happen. It may not happen on the 500th time, but maybe the 1,000th or the 2,000th time. They finally hit it, and guess what happens? Not only do you get a little crack, but you get the entire thing to shatter. And that just goes to show that you need to be persistent. You have to keep that consistency because every little chisel creates a micro fracture. You just don't see it in the stone. And then that last one starts to break things apart. The mold undoes. And that's when you start to see it. But it all comes down to consistency. You got to put in the effort. You got to do it for a prolonged period of time. And you got to stick it out. When you think you're failing, you're actually just about to succeed. You just haven't done it for a long period of time. And that's what I want to stress today, is consistency. All right? We're heading into the holiday season, and a lot of us like to eat a lot of food, pastries and desserts and other things that are loaded with calories and that are processed. And they fall off the wagon. They may have done well for 9 months, but now this is the time where they take their foot off the pedal and they start to enjoy themselves. And then by the time New Year starts, you're back to where you started a year ago. And that's not consistency. Gradual process. That's what we want. Can I? That's what Tony Robbins always talks about. It's constant and never-ending improvement. You're always striving to improve. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking for progress. And that can only be done with consistency.